Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, July 13th, 2024. California State Parks has temporarily closed the popular Skyline Trail, also known as Cactus to Clouds, at Mount San Jacinto State Park due to dangerously high temperatures impacting the Palm Springs region. Recent heat waves have led to multiple rescue operations for hikers suffering from heat exhaustion and dehydration on the challenging trail. To protect the safety of both the public and first responders, the trail closed earlier this week and will continue to be closed until further notice. Other trails in Mount San Jacinto State Park remain open, but the public is advised to stay informed about weather conditions before planning any outdoor activities and stay safe in that heat. If you're heading out to any state parks in Southern California over the weekend, don't forget to stop by your local library and check out a free state park pass that could save you a 10 spot on parking. You can find more information on the recently renewed state program, as well as the Cactus to Clouds closure, at our website, z1077fm.com. Earlier this week, the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve suffered damage that included graffiti and destruction of some of its trail features. Reporter Gabriel Hart caught up with the preserve's executive director, Kevin Wong, to talk about what happened and how the preserve and its visitors are responding to the vandalism.
In two separate incidents, one less apparent on the night of Sunday, July 7th, than another more serious call on Wednesday morning, July 10th, the preserve's executive director, Kevin Wong, received multiple calls from staff and visitors regarding tagging and 5 of the benches on Marsh Trail ripped out from their mounts and overturned. Some may see this as a case of insult to injury occurring in the wake of damages in ongoing repair from last year's tropical storm Hilary, but Wong and the preserve staff have chosen a different perspective.
Our first reaction when we saw it was shock and a sense of violation. It was a violation of a nature preserve. But about an hour after that sense, as we're standing right over here talking about, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to plan it? Who's available to do the work? A mama deer with her really young fawn came over and kind of stood there and looked at us, and we went, okay, you know what? On the big scale of things, this is a nothing. Wildlife was not hurt. It wasn't a flood. It wasn't a tropical storm. It wasn't, a wildfire. It was just humans doing stupid things. And the one thing we can count on in life is humans will do stupid things. Okay, it was an irritation, but life continues to live. Mm-hmm. So let's just take the irritation out of our minds and get back to work.
Wong said the other good news is that vandalism is a rare occurrence in the preserve. He said the shock came from the fact that the preserve is an off-beaten path compared to the national park, where vandalism occurs far more often, something he unfortunately saw regularly in his 11 years working there and continues to be an issue.
Here, because we're just off the radar of so many people, we don't expect to have that happen. We're being naive about that. But on the other hand, we know all the people that come to visit, and so we know that, probably 75 or more % of the visitors are very respectful. We're in our own little bubble. This was just shock. And the teams were already out yesterday. They cleaned the graffiti off of everything. Now we're going to start pulling the benches off the boardwalk, bring them down to the education center where we have a sheltered area where we can build new ones and then truck them back out and remount them.
Wong said the timing of the repairs are occurring when the preserve isn't very busy due to extreme heat, and he emphasized the outpouring of support they received from the regular visitors in the wake of the vandalism, including a healthy amount of monetary donations. To further the preserve's supportive testimony, he shared an email he received this week from a newer visitor regarding the vandalism.
Our annual trip to Joshua Tree National Park and fell in love with the preserve. I'm saddened to hear of the vandalism. Thank you for all you do for such a beautiful and special place. We've got good support. Mm-hmm. People, the fact that they found it and fell in love with it and want to support us, it's part of really what we want to do is build a community of people that support us and get to know us.
Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
As the heat begins to break this evening, roll down your windows and listen for some music in the air. At least in Yucca Valley, the town's concert series returns to the Yucca Valley Community Center. And with a look at tonight's event, here's concert goer Jeff Harmatz.
Smith Country Band, a 6-piece pop country music group from Southern California, takes the stage tonight. They'll be performing family-friendly hits from artists like Maren Morris, Miranda Lambert, Luke Bryan, and Thomas Rhett. This free outdoor concert will also feature food, fun, and vendors. The whole event is free. The band starts at 7 p.m., but gates open at the Community Center Park at 6:30 p.m. The Town of Yucca Valley's Summer Music Festival concert series is bringing a number of high-energy acts to the high desert throughout July and August. You can visit yucca-valley.org for the full list of shows. Z107.7 and the High Desert Star are media sponsors of the event. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Jeff Harmatz.
Miltree's second installment of its singer-songwriter workshops wraps up tomorrow, and the event culminates in an instrument performance on Sunday. The workshop is called Rhythm of Reconnection, Veteran Soundscapes, and it was provided to veterans and community members for free through the California Arts Council. Workshop goers were joined by acclaimed singer-songwriter Ted Quinn. Today's workshop will end with a performance at 4 p.m. at Noble Hall at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center. You can find more info on the current workshop, as well as the next workshop planned for September with Tim Easton, by heading to their website, mill-tree.org, or you can find a link at this story on ours. The volunteer program at Joshua Tree National Park is recruiting volunteers for 2 new opportunities, and they're looking to recruit locally from the Morongo Basin and Coachella Valley communities. The first volunteer position will work with park staff at the National Park headquarters as a nursery and herbarium technician. The work will maintain a seed bank that supports conservation efforts and restoration projects, maintain healthy native plants ready for use in those restoration projects, and promote native plant biodiversity. Volunteer shift times are flexible but must occur on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and/or Thursday. The position lasts 2 months. The second opportunity puts you out in the field as a vegetation program field assistant during the month of August. These volunteers support park botanists, vegetation ecologists, invasive plant technicians, and other staff with field work at the national park. They're currently recruiting volunteers to help with early morning seed collection projects on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in August, and there may be other opportunities to continue volunteering with the vegetation program when the seed collection season ends. Applicants for either volunteer position must apply by Saturday, August 3rd. We'll have links where you can apply for both volunteer opportunities. That's going to be at our website, Z107.7fm.com. And that's your local news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News team, I'm Robert Haydon.